Welcome you all. In this session, we will see the principle of step-down chopper for an RLE load. So we have an inductive load over here and there is a chopper switch. As the name indicates, the output voltage is less than the input voltage. So the supply is also DC, the output voltage is also DC. Since it is an inductive load, we need to have a diode across it. So now, how is it going to work? Say if the chopper switch is on. So if it is on, then the current will flow from the supply through the chopper switch and load. So V0 will be equal to V or slightly less depending upon the chopper voltage. So we can write the voltage across the load when chopper switch is on, when chopper switches on, V, if I take this voltage drop as Vt, V minus Vt minus V0 equal to 0 or V0 is equal to V minus Vt. So if Vt is 0, V0 will be equal to V. If Vt is say some 0.8, 0.9 practically, then V0 will be obviously less than V. So you can observe it here. So during the on period, the output voltage is equal to V, assuming Vt equal to 0. And you can observe that the current is increasing from minimum value to maximum value. So this is a continuous current mode. If it is a discontinuous current mode, the current increases from 0 and it reaches a maximum value. And so in this particular explanation, I will consider the continuous current mode, wherein our current increases from the minimum value. Minimum value I will write it as I1 and maximum value I will write it as I2. Okay, minimum value and maximum value, and the current which is flowing through the load at that instant I will write it as I1. And when the chopper switches off, when the chopper switches off, the current which was flowing through the load now will flow through the freewheeling diode, so that the current reduces to a minimum value again and the output voltage is 0. So during the off period you can observe the output voltage is 0 and the current during the off period of the chopper I will indicate it as I2. So you can observe the equivalent circuit here. This is when the chopper switches on and this is when the chopper switches off. This is freewheeling diode which is conducting. Here V0 is equal to V. For this case V0 is equal to 0. So in order to obtain the expression for the load current which is I1 and I2, we will apply KVL to this first circuit as well as to the second circuit. So if we apply KVL to the first circuit, we get V is equal to R into I1, so I'll write it as I1 plus L di1 by dt plus E. So this is equation 1. So equation 2, that is from circuit 2, I can write it as R into I2 plus L into di2 by dt plus E equal to 0. This is equation 2. So we will use this equation 1 and 2 in order to get the minimum value of the load current and to get the maximum value of the load current. So now the equation 1 I rewrite, V is equal to R into I1 plus L into di1 by dt plus E, or I can rewrite this as V minus E is equal to R into I1 plus L di1 by dt. So in order to get what is I1, we will take the Laplace. So you taking the Laplace on both sides, taking Laplace transform on both sides, we get V minus E by S is equal to R into I1 of S plus L into, considering the initial condition, S into I1 of S minus I1 of 0. Okay, we will consider the terms containing I1 of S. So I'll skip one step. It is I1 of S is equal to V minus E by S into 1 by R plus SL plus I1 of 0 into L divided by R plus SL. So in the denominator, if you observe, the coefficient of S is not equal to 1. So you rearrange this. So I1 of S is equal to V minus E by S into, I'll take L out, so L into S plus R by L plus I1 of 0 into L divided by L into S plus R by L. So now what we can do is, the second term we don't have any problem because we can directly take the inverse, whereas the first term it is not in the standard form, so we cannot apply the inverse Laplace directly. So we will go for partial fractions and then we will rearrange it in such a way that we get it in a standard form so as to take inverse Laplace transform. Now we will consider the first term, neglecting the constants. And the constants is V minus C by L. So what is remaining? 1 by S into S plus R by L. So we will consider that. So you consider the first term, 1 by S into S plus R by L, which you can rewrite it as A by S plus B by S plus R by L. Okay, so that 1 is equal to A into S plus R by L plus B into S. So if you substitute S equal to 0, you get A equal to L by R, that is for S equal to 0. So substituting the value of A and comparing the coefficient of B, you get B equal to minus L by R. So this is the value of A and B. Therefore, our 1 over S into S plus R by L, you can write it as L by R divided by S minus L by R by S plus R by L. This is what you get. So now we will back substitute it in the equation of I1 of S. So I'll rewrite this as I1 of S is equal to V minus E by L into L by R by S minus L by R into S plus R by L plus I1 of 0 into L divided by L into S plus R by L. So this L and L get cancelled. So we are remaining with I1 of S is equal to, I will take this L by R out. So we get Vs minus E by R. I skipped one step. It is 1 by S minus 1 by S plus R by L plus I1 of 0 divided by S plus R by L. So now this is in the standard form so as to take the inverse Laplace. So applying inverse Laplace, we get I1 of t is equal to Vs minus E by R into 1 minus e raised to minus R by L into t plus I1 of 0 into e raised to minus R by L into t. Now this R by L, we will take it as time constant tau. So we'll assume tau is equal to L by R. So that our this final equation I1 of t is equal to V minus E by R into 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau plus I1 into e to the power minus t by tau. Okay, this is what we get. So at the end, when our chopper switch is on, the maximum current reached is I2, right? So I2, we will take it, I2 is equal to V minus E by R into 1 minus e to the power minus t. Minus t is the on period of the chopper. On period of the chopper we can write in terms of duty cycle. How we can write it? So duty cycle is on period by total time period. So on period is equal to duty cycle into time period. So it is minus d into t. D is duty cycle, t is the total time period divided by tau plus I1 into e to the power minus dt by tau. This we take it as equation 3. Okay, we take it as equation 3. Now we will consider our equation 2. What was our equation 2? R into I2 plus L di2 by dt plus E equal to 0. So we have to get the expression for I2. So again apply the Laplace for this. So if you apply Laplace transform, transform for this, you get R into I2 of S plus L into S into I2 of S minus I2 of 0 plus E by S equal to 0. So I will take I2 out. I get I2 of S is equal to L into I2 of 0 minus E by S divided by R plus S into L, or I will split this and write it as I2 of S is equal to L into I2 of 0 divided by R plus SL. I will take L out, it is S plus R by L minus E by S into L into R by L plus S. So this L and L get cancelled. So we have I2 of S is equal to I2 of 0 divided by S plus R by L minus E by L divided by S plus R by L into S. So this is what we get. So now the second term we cannot take the inverse directly. So we have to do it in the same way as we have done for the first equation. We will obtain the partial fraction for this. So we'll consider the second term. So second term again is 1 by S into S plus R by L, which we can write it as A by S plus B by S plus R by L. The same thing what we have done with our first equation. So we get as 1 is equal to A into S plus R by L plus B into S. So if you substitute S equal to 0, we get A is equal to L by R. Then if we compare the coefficients of S, we get B is equal to minus L by R. Therefore, 1 by S into S plus R by L turns out to be L by R by S minus L by R into S plus R by L. So we back substitute in our equation of I2 of S. So we get I2 of S is equal to I2 of 0 divided by S plus R by L minus E by L into L by R by S minus L by R into S plus R by L. So next step is to take this L by R out so that L and L get cancelled. You will be remaining with E by R. So we can rewrite this as I2 of S is equal to I2 of 0 divided by S plus R by L minus E by R into 1 by S minus 1 by S plus R by L. So you take the inverse Laplace for this, inverse Laplace, so that you get I2 of t is equal to I2 into e raised to minus t by tau minus e by r into 1 to the power minus e 1 minus e raised to minus t by tau, where tau is L by R. So this equation is during the off time of the chopper. So we can write off time of the chopper as, in terms of duty cycle, we can write it as 1 minus d into t. So what is the minimum value of the current reached at the end of the off period? It is I1. So we can write this as I1 is equal to I2 into e to the power minus 1 minus d into t by tau minus e by r into 1 minus e to the power minus 1 minus d into t by tau. This is what we can write. So this, take it as equation 4. So we have obtained equation 3 and equation 4. So from these two equations, we will find the peak value of ripple current. So peak value of ripple current is delta I, which is equal to I2 minus I1. That means maximum value minus minimum value. So we have already obtained I2 and I1, that is equation 3 and equation 4. So what we have to do is we substitute equation 4 in equation 3. So we'll substitute equation 4 in equation 3. So what we get is equation, substitute equation 4 in equation 3. We get I2 is equal to I2 into e to the power minus 1 minus d into t by tau minus e by r into 1 minus e to the power minus 1 minus d into t by tau into e to the power minus dt by tau plus v minus e by r into 1 minus e to the power minus dt by tau. This is what you get. So this entire thing is one expression. So you can observe that we have got an expression only in terms of I2. We have an I2 term here. So now what you have to do, you have to multiply each term, that is e to the power minus dt by tau, you have to multiply with this, so that you will get each term you have to separate. So if you separate, you will get this one, that is I2 is equal to I2 into e to the power minus t, capital T by tau, plus e by r into e to the power minus t by tau plus v by r into 1 minus e to the power minus dt by tau minus e by r. This is what you get. So you can even simplify this and you can write it as, you will get I2 equal to it is v by r into 1 minus e to the power minus dt by tau divided by 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau minus e by r. Okay, This is what you get it for I2. Similarly, if you substitute equation 3 in equation 4, we get I1 equal to V by R into e to the power minus dt by tau minus 1 divided by e to the power t by tau minus 1 minus E by R. So we will get the expression for I1, that is minimum value of the load current, and I2, which is the maximum value of load current. So that what is the peak value of the ripple current? It is I2 minus I1. So we have to substitute I2, we have to substitute I1. So that we get V by R into 1 minus e to the power minus dt by tau minus e to the power minus 1 minus d into t by tau plus e to the power minus t by tau, whole thing divided by 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau. This is the expression for the ripple current. Okay, this is very important. Next, we'll see how to find the expression for maximum ripple current. So to obtain the expression for maximum ripple current, this final expression what we have got, that is peak value of the current, we have to differentiate with respect to duty cycle D and equate it to 0. Okay, then we have to back substitute and get the expression. So we'll see how to obtain it. So the expression delta I, which is, I'll rewrite it, it is V by R into 1 minus e to the power minus dt by tau minus e to the power minus 1 minus d into t by tau plus e to the power minus t by tau divided by 1 minus e raised to minus t by tau. So this one we have to differentiate with respect to duty cycle and equate it to 0. Equate it to 0. That is d of delta I by dt is equal to 0. So on differentiating this, we get, on differentiating this equation, we get V by R into the denominator, we keep it as it is, that is 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau, okay, into, we get this as differentiation of 1 is 0, it is e to the power minus dt by tau into minus, here we have this minus sign, to minus t by tau minus e to the power minus 1 minus d into t by tau into t by tau. Okay. This is what we get. So equating to 0, we get 0 is equal to V by R into 1 minus e to the power minus t by tau into e to the power minus dt by tau into t by tau minus e raised to minus 1 minus d into t by tau into t by tau. So t by tau we can take it out, both it is common. So we can write this as 0 equal to e to the power minus dt by tau minus e to the power minus 1 minus d into t by tau. So that we can write it as e to the power minus dt by tau equal to e to the power minus 1 minus d into t by tau, or it is dt by tau is equal to 1 minus d into t by tau. So if we simplify this, we get d is equal to half, which is nothing but 0.5. So we will back substitute in the equation of delta I the value of d equal to 0.5 and we will get the expression for maximum ripple current. So what we get is, if we back substitute, so that maximum value delta I max is equal to V by R into 1 minus e to the power minus 0.5 into t by tau minus e raised to minus 1 minus 0.5 into t by tau plus e to the power minus t by tau divided by 1 minus e raised to minus t by tau. So this you have to further simplify. So if you simplify this, you will get the expression delta I max is equal to V by R into e to the power t by 4 tau minus e raised to minus t by 4 tau divided by e to the power t by 4 tau plus e raised to minus t by 4 tau. So this you can write it as delta I maximum value is equal to V by R into tan hyperbolic t by 4 tau, because tan hyperbolic x is e to the power x minus e raised to minus x by e to the power x plus e to the power minus x. So that is tan hyperbolic x is equal to e to the power x minus e to the power minus x divided by e to the power x plus e to the power minus x. That is what we substitute, so that we can write delta I maximum is equal to V by R into tan hyperbolic t by 4 tau. 4 tau is L by R, or we can write it as V by R into tan hyperbolic R by 4 L F. 1 by T is F. So we can write it this way round. Okay. So if your 4 FL is very much greater than R, then we can approximate this as delta I maximum is equal to V by 4 FL, provided 4 FL is greater than R. So this is how we can obtain the expression for the minimum value and maximum value of load current, the maximum value of the ripple current. Hope this concept is clear to you. Thank you.